Welcome back. We now turn our focus to the Sports and Recreation budget vote. The budget was introduced to an extended public committee on Friday. Sports and Recreation Minister Fakile Mbalula told the House that a massive 201 million rands had been set aside to promote sports in schools. In total, 525 million rand was allocated to the Mass Participation Program for sports, which made up 62% of the total budget. This was mainly due to the Mass Participation Conditional grant, with the focus of increasing participation in various sporting codes by supporting school sport, but also club development and hubs. Minister Mbalula said the 2012-2013 budget allocations for sport and recreation from the National Fiscus acknowledged the competing priorities of the country, to which he added the developmental state should respond as a matter of urgency.
We equally must acknowledge the reality of the potential contribution of sport towards social cohesion and nation building, as well as towards attracting indirect and direct foreign investment and the economic regeneration in our communities, cities, regions, and provinces. This reality has been widely realized by local and international leaders, both in sport and politics, as well as academics and the intelligentsia, that sport is a tool to foster social stability, patriotism, and increasing levels of health and social consciousness and inclusion. In this era of hope, we must continue to popularize sport and recreation until we realize our dream of South Africa as a national sporting nation.
The minister was upbeat about the implementation of a sports and recreation plan drawn up after months of talking to stakeholders. The plan provided the basis for a 20-year strategy to reposition South Africa to use sport and recreation as a catalyst for socio-economic transformation, and made the case for sport. Minister Mbalula said the National Sport and Recreation Plan will be an 8-year sustainable implementation plan for the sport and recreation policy framework as captured in the white paper on sport and recreation.
Once costed and implemented, the Sports and Recreation Plan will give South Africa a clear indication on how many jobs will the sport plan create to fight unemployment in our country, whilst at the same time providing the country with all the strategic elements of the plan that will assist the nation in the fight against poverty. For an example, through the rollout of infrastructure development plan as announced by the President in his State of the Nation address, SRSA, together with the Ministerial Committee on Recreation, should provide the ministry with a concrete plan to roll out the construction of recreation facilities in South Africa and its maintenance in 2 to 8-year tenure. It is the strategic and bold decisions that a country takes that will ensure many and multiple effects on that society and its future. Australia, as an example, decided more than 20 years ago that it will invest in sport and recreation as a means to effect socio-economic development and position itself as a major sporting nation.
School sport program had been identified as a priority area for delivery by the department in 2012-2013. This program is the bedrock of our sport development strategy and the cornerstone of the national sport planning going forward.
The aim is to ensure that all learners in South Africa are provided access to an organized and structured system of sport that offers opportunity for mass participation, talent support, and high performance. The ultimate goal in increasing access to school sport increase the athlete base in the country, thus improving the talent pool and improve South Africa's performance internationally. This is one of the ways in which we will deal with the problem of transformation. To achieve this, the starting point is with learners in schools.
Thus far, we have managed to register 11,000 out of 27,000 schools to date for participation in the 2012 school sport leagues and competitions. Minister Mbalula said the sport and recreational plan is to be presented to a municipal sport and recreation conference later this month. Sport and recreational facilities will be high on the agenda.
Notwithstanding the current shortages of facilities, SRSA has identified the hub system as one of the systems that can deal in the interim with the shortage of sport and recreation facilities. SRSA has therefore revised the concept of hubs from being any identified geographical area that is within 5-kilometer radius in the community to a local sport infrastructure, integrating the local municipality clubs, community structure and sports councils.
That's where we have to leave it for now. We've run out of time. Join us again tomorrow when we bring you more news and views from Parliament. Until then, goodbye.